You have bias morphia because... Hello guys, I'm going to go into the topic of fitness YouTubers, the YouTube space in general, and social media that has oppression from young teenagers, girls and boys, and my experiences in this situation. I'm going to give a little trigger warning. If you are triggered by this type of stuff, click off. I don't need your comment. Fitness space in 2015 to 2021. During the fitness world, I wasn't there really in 2015 just because I was into video games, etc. And I got into fitness around, I would say 3 years ago when I was 13. So around 2021. But I'm gonna talk about 2015 anyways. So 2015, the rise of fitness world aspects like Athletic is a good one, or Coach Greg, is these number of YouTubers that talk about abs and abs and abs and abs. They talk about abs 24/7, saying, hey, if you can't see your abs, you're fat. You can't. It's all about abs. And I like how Revival Fitness talks about abs anxiety, which is a real thing for a younger generation like men. Younger men, younger kids, younger teens. Because these YouTubers know their audience are from younger, precious kids. They talk about abs. If you're fat, you might be 20% body fat, you're fat. And even though they are totally wrong, and even if being in 2021 of ortho fitness space, they talk about a lot of abs, like Coach Greg or Athlete X. Probably more with Coach Greg. And what Coach Greg did is saying, if you're fat, you're obese, etc., you're already 20%, you can't see your abs. And that really sparked a lot of body dysmorphia kids into their own bodies. They really was more aware than they should have been. And like, oh my god, I'm fat because I'm skinny fat, or oh my god, I had to cut down. And that can have a lot of negative health consequences. And I'm talking about hospitalized, like getting hospitalized, getting sick, or just getting an unhealthy relationship with food like I did. I can show you the pictures right here with the high protein recipes and how lean I was because I was following Coach Greg. Try to get better every time. Try to do things harder. I forgot what was the saying. And harder than the last time. There you go. And what happened to me is I tracked every single thing to a milligram, to a gram, to a milligram, to every single thing I put in my mouth. I tracked. I didn't get stronger in the gym, and I was one of these kids who were lean, but couldn't even bench 135. And I just want to explain that abs are not everything. I don't care. If you're a younger kid that barely lift weights consistently for 2 years, you shouldn't be talking. If you can even lift 135, you really shouldn't have your own opinion. You really have bias morphia. You don't know what you're saying. And it's very unfortunate how these YouTubers really fucked up these kids' minds, like me. And I just want to give you a quick disclaimer that, in my opinion, these are awful people. Yes, Coach Gray did talk to me a lot about nutrition, etc. Yeah, I did learn, and I won't regret that. But what happened is I spin my wheels and just become this 160-pound main gainer, thinking I'm gonna get stronger or some shit like that. So that's why I thought about that. People like Coach Greg, it's so many people like him that talks about abs. The whole fitness world talks about abs, but the funny part is you're not gonna get stronger if you don't bulk up. And some of these kids don't even have abs to begin with. They're skinny, fat, etc. And they try to cut down. Why I don't see my abs? Why I don't see a core? Because your abs are not strong. You didn't develop the physique to actually get stronger. Ab definition. You didn't do squats. You didn't do that. It's not even about doing ab exercises. That's one way. But reality is, abs are not really made in the kitchen. Yes, at a certain point, like getting down to 8%, 10%, you might see some ab definition. But I had to really lean out and starve myself just to see a slight feint of ab definition. Was that worth it? Obviously not. Just to see that? No. And there's a lot of people in the fitness world that talks about abs, and it's ridiculous. A lot of kids my age should be bulking. It's the prime of their life. They're going through puberty. They have all this testosterone. Even females too. And They should take advantage of this because it's ridiculous. Body fat percentages, we went over that. Pretty much, people want this ideal body fat percentage, 10% body fat with muscle. Sorry, little Timmy, you're not deadlifting 315 when you was 12, 10% body fat. I just don't believe that. It's not realistic. Kids like my age should be bulking up to 20%, 23% if they're active and eating good, healthy foods. And I don't care. It's not fat. I used to be 255. So people need to shut the fuck up talking about 20%, 23% is fat. If you're getting stronger in the gym, like every day, and you can bench more than you weigh, and you're still 23% and you're eating healthy foods, you shouldn't care what people think. That's ridiculous. And the kid who's talking about that is the person who is literally 10% body fat, who has a slight ab definition and looks a little bit shredded. And the funny part, they can't even bench that heavy. They can't even do anything else. They literally have probably back pain because how lean they are. And they're drinking 2 liters of diet soda. And that used to be me. So, I'm fitness. I was trying to have a healthy mindset and try and get better at myself, not insecurities. But you're out fitness, of course you can develop insecurities. I don't have a lot of insecurities or bias more than others. I have a little bit, we all do, just because of the body space, the fitness world. But I definitely, at the time, I did have a subconscious security of my abs. Subconscious. I wasn't really saying that I want my abs. I just like the look. And that really spin my wheels. Doesn't matter what body fat percentage you should be. When you're young, stronger in the gym, and not trying to get too fat, like 30% body fat. But 20% body fat, come on, you're not really. What I used to deal with, this is what I used to deal with. I talked about it a little bit with the fitness space in 2015, 2021. That's my script. I'm talking about abs and mindset. Really, my mindset was, when I went into the fitness world, I didn't went into it with securities, which is very rare. I went into the healthy mindset of, I wanted to just get better. My doctor actually told me I was going to have pre-diabetes, etc. And my whole family has a list of problems because of unhealthy eating and just other stuff, which is really, in my opinion, they can change it, but it's hard for them. And my mindset was more like trying to get healthier, but what happened is me watching these YouTubers like Coach Greg or Athlete X or etc. is kind of differed my mindset in a way that I agree with them and actually follow their ways like a god. And of course, some things I was subconscious about. I was like, I don't know if I want to do that. But I used to do the treadmill. Here's some screenshots. I used to track my treadmill speed and everything. And I shouldn't be doing that, I know. And I was eating like on a diet, 2,500 calories. It was ridiculous. I was eating like a bodybuilder. I was tracking like a bodybuilder. I was doing bodybuilding shit, but I wasn't strong like a bodybuilder. So you get the point of really no good returns of doing this type of stuff if you're not strong. Right now I'm 23% body fat. I'm trying to lean out just because why not? And I have a way healthier mindset with food. I have a way healthier mindset with myself. The people in the comments who talks about like might be a little fatter or whatever, it doesn't matter because I know I'm stronger than them. And if I'm not, okay. But I'm only 16. So that's pretty good how strong I am for a 16-year-old. So I take that as a win. And my mindset right now is better than before. So I take that as a win. What I did to get me. I used to make high protein recipes. Like I used to eat 40 cups of popcorn. You can see right there. Of course the fat free. I used to make these 9-cup high volume shakes. Literally like Coach Greg said to do. To get absolutely stuffed. And what happened is, it's not even just getting the abs or actually being lean or even low calories. Is actually I hurt my gut wall. And no one talks about when eating high volume recipes, especially if you take it to an extent like I did, drinking 2 liters of diet soda every day. It fucks you up. I'm shocked that I didn't went to the hospital. Then I should have, but I didn't. And that can actually lead into binging problems, especially if you don't feel full on like 300 or 400 grams of protein. It's hard for me to actually feel full. Like, my appetite is bigger than my hunger. And that's bad. And I can eat like about 500, 700, 600 grams of protein. And I did that before many times because I had a binging problem. And I wasn't trying to eat shitty foods. And I didn't feel full. I was like, why? Then I did research about gut. I did research about me expanding. Speedrunners do this. Speed eaters do this too. But they're speed eaters. I wasn't a speed eater. And I kind of fucked myself over time. So that's why I did it to get lean. And I regret it to this day. I was scared to eat more. This is more of a subconscious thought of myself because I was comparing myself to bodybuilders who eat like 2,500 calories. I was comparing myself. I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get fat. I'm actually 72% body fat, even though I was like 10%. It was ridiculous. And these bodybuilders, their mentalities are not fast because they're probably sitting around and just doing more cardio. Or they're not fast, they're eating 2,500 because they're actually shorter. I didn't realize I was a kid. I had to eat these many calories. At the time, I had to eat 4,000, 5,000 calories. I'm not even exaggerating. 4,000, I think it was, calories because I was in school. I had to eat 4,000 just to maintain my weight. And I thought that was crazy. I thought I was going to get obese. But even though that's actually, I needed that 4,000. I was literally an athlete. And I knew everyone was telling me I had to eat this much. But I didn't believe them. And I knew that Rich Piano, Bravo Fitness, Ripito, even the Mind Pump guys told me I had to eat more. I have a bad relationship with food, and I should have listened to them. But I believe Coach Greg or these other fitness YouTubers. Okay, caring about abs but not stronger. This is what I talked about last time, literally in like the first segment. And these kids always want to fight in the comments like, you can always main gang, or you can do this or that, or I'm stronger than you, I can deadlift 405 pounds, or some shit like that, right? But the other kids who are barely have an ab feint wants to still argue with you, and they can't deadlift or bench 135. Oh, you're fat. I don't care. I don't need to bench 135 and get the girls. The funny part is, in the fitness world, lifting weights, you don't get girls. You get more men's attention. Like, you get way more men's attention. You get more people eyeing you that are men. Because men lift weights. And you can take it as a gay thing, but it's the truth. You don't get girls. So sorry. And I just want to clarify, I'm not saying get to 20%, but if it helps you get to 20% and you break the fact of actually scared to eat more, you break your body dysmorphia, or actually damper it, and you break your old eating habits that used to starve yourself, go ahead, bulk up to 20% body fat. As long as you actually bulk up and do a dirty bulk, then actually spin your wheels, way better. You can easily trade off fat than gain muscle. You can lose fat easier and faster than gain muscle. So you have nothing to lose. Can think very different, not think for themselves. I used to think very different about a lot of stuff, even the people I used to look up to. I used to be like, why do I have to do this to do that? Why I have to do this? I used to actually be aware of myself more often. I used to question them more. But I didn't think for myself fully. I wasn't comfortable. I wanted like a mentor. A mentor? I want a leader to guide me through this journey. So I looked up to him, and instead I got mostly negative results, but I learned from my mistakes. I don't fully blame that fitness YouTuber, but honestly, I don't like him. He fucked me over, and he knew what he was doing. So I want you guys now to really try to think for yourself. This is just getting worse and worse. Before it was more popular, it was more worse then, but now it's probably going to get worse later down the line. And you guys have to think for yourself. You have to question, you have to go to under research, you have to research. You have to be a researcher in today's world. If you just can believe everything whatever your friends say, then you're kind of fucked. Depending on what it is, of course. Not everyone is right. Not even me. Have an open mind. This goes with like the second, just the one I was talking about. Have an open mind. Make sure you actually understand that you just have a negative connotation. Just because you're a teen, you always want a negative reason to be negative. It doesn't make sense. Actually be smart and do your fucking research. Do your research after this. See if I'm right. See if my opinions are valid. Don't just be rude and just go away because you're mad. That shows me how you're still spinning your wheels. So just please have open mind. But that's it for today's video. I like to give. I don't want to spread hate. This is just my opinions, my things I used to go through. Now I don't. I'm way bigger, way stronger. I can bench 205. I can squat 315. I can deadlift 355. And I can overhead press 155. And I'm doing PR 2 weeks later from now. So just remember, really have open mind. If you like content like this, subscribe, share it with a friend. If you want to discuss or argue in the comments below, please do so. This is Drake, or No BS to Christian. Bye.